Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative News. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. Starting off locally here in Trinidad and Tobago, as usual. Penny is back in the spotlight again. Jed, opposition leader and PNM political leader Penelope Beckles, has stated that the PNM party remains the country's true heartbeat. Beckles told her audience, the PNM is alive and we will rise again. She said the PNM was no ordinary political party. It's the beating heart of Trinidad and Tobago. That's why they call it PNM country, people. They believe they actually own Trinidad. Beckles said as long as that heart beats, the flame of hope will never die. She added the PNM are the true patriots of TNT. That's why I also say that PNM considers themselves a lot of different things. The party itself. It's the supporters and them, they consider the PNM to be their God, their country, and also their race. So that's why when you criticize the PNM, they describe you or they deem you to be a racist and unpatriotic as well, and even ungodly, because remember, as I told you, PNM is their God. My response, no penny. Your party isn't the heartbeat of TNT. The PNM remains a true constipation and a thorn in the side of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Get your facts straight, Penny. Hush the man. Nobody really want to hear you about your heartbeat.
Doubles and coffee. You see PNM, you see Penny, you see Marvelous Marva. When you run down anything like a hungry stray dog, you just end up with spaghetti on your face. Big thing. PNM want total independent investigation into Minister Roger Alexander meeting with gangsters and gang leaders just ahead of the election on April 28, 2025. Investigation. This goes to the heart of our democracy and integrity, and UNC minister meeting with gangsters. There's a memo out from the police dated January 17, 2025. A request from an ACP Richard Smith to his superior officers requesting to go to the prison to gather information based on a request from an inmate. A request that was granted by the commissioner, by the police, normal police work, gathering information, intelligence gathering, information gathering, regular police work. The ACP requested that police officer Roger Alexander accompany him to go to investigate, to gather information and intelligence in the normal line of their duties as police officers. A PNM clearly, Miss Lawyer, what you did, Miss Lawyer of the prison officer that put out this statement talking that it is a vendetta that Roger Alexander, minister, has against your client, a prison officer who has allegations against him, that it was a vendetta because this prison officer bust a mark that Roger Alexander was meeting with gangsters. But if it had no mark to bust, how could it be a vendetta? Why is a lawyer putting out information from her client in the court of public opinion, rather in the court to help your client? You see, politics in Trinidad and Tobago, when your PNM petticoat showing, you just embarrass yourself. Now, Miss Lawyer, you gain a pre-action protocol letter from Roger Alexander, minister, for your statements that have been proven to be false so quickly, with one memo, one request, one letter from a police officer to his superiors stating that information could be garnered from a meeting within the prison with a prisoner on remand in order to further police business, police investigation to stop crime and criminality, to bring charges upon people. That is normal work of police officers. Big drama with the PNM. They want an investigation. Boy, Penny, always a joke. But anyway, Penny, you stay right there, okay? Because you are the best gift to the country on Republic Day. You are the best gift to this country to remind them that PNM must stay right where they are in opposition until a party comes up that could even remove PNM from the opposition. PNM should not be in the parliament nor the Senate. You disgusting, your lies. But anyway, Roger Alexander, lawyers will deal with that pre-action protocol coming. Just to remind you, I will share the thing to the letter. Normal police work, and nothing to do with no election on January 17th. I didn't even know Roger Alexander was going to join the UNC, to come on the team, to save the country, to keep us safe. It's sometime in March they announced in Sangre Grande I was hosting the UNC meeting when I and all was shocked to see strong man Roger Alexander waving to the crowd and so on. That was after January 17th. Roger Alexander was just a police officer doing his work. Bless PNM. Marvelous Marva, you want investigation? Well, there you have it. Have a good day. Bless.
Sleep better. Say goodbye to stiff necks, headaches, and restless nights. Our premium cervical pillow is designed to perfectly support your neck and spine, keeping your body aligned while you sleep. Soft yet firm, it adapts to your shape, giving you ultimate comfort and deep, rejuvenating rest. Whether you sleep on your back, side, or stomach, this pillow reduces pressure points, eases tension, and helps you wake up feeling refreshed and ready to conquer the day. Invest in your sleep. Your neck will thank you. WhatsApp 762-6589 to place your order and feel the difference from the very first night. Now for some actual interesting news, putting aside the comedy, because to me that was really a comical section. To start off with, Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander says he's preparing to take legal action against the attorney representing detained prison supervisor Garth Guada over allegations that he met with incarcerated gang leaders ahead of the 2025 general election. Alexander had previously confirmed that he had consulted with Attorney General John Jeremy on the issue before moving forward. Last Friday, Guada, through his attorney Crystal Primus, alleged that Alexander had several clandestine meetings with incarcerated alleged gang members shortly before assuming public office. Senator Anna Roberts responded to the media's report in the following video. But before I show you all the video here, I want to also say I wish Roger Alexander all the best. I hope he wins millions. Ladies, meet your new go-to bag, our mega duffel handbag, perfect for your travel, shopping, the gym, and everything in between. Crafted from premium Oxford material, it's not just stylish, it's built to last. The ideal size, flawless design, and unbeatable quality make it the bag you'll reach for every time. Versatile and ready for anything. WhatsApp 762-6589 to order yours today. Venezuela's Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino Lopez, CNC Twee, in love with Venezuela. Mainstream media and all. Not just CNC Twee, you see it in Express and stuff like that too. So I just don't like focus only on CNC Twee. But that's the main. I'm saying Twee, I know it's CNC3. So please, people, don't come and tell me I'm pronouncing it wrong, okay? I am deliberately calling them all kind of different things. I call them PNM3 as well, right? It has another person online actually calls them CNC3, like Tree. So People, I'm not pronouncing it wrong. There are certain words, yes, I do pronounce wrong, though. So Venezuela's Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino Lopez has announced the launch of Operation Kumanagoto 200, aimed in part at blocking illegal trade, arms, and human trafficking from Trinidad and Tobago. I tell you, these people are comedians, you know. I'm not saying that we do not have a certain amount of drugs that we might probably export or traffic. The word exporting is usually for legitimate stuff, right? So trafficking to Venezuela, but come on, that not really making sense, people. We don't have the capability to manufacture arms and ammunition anyhow you take it. So what are they saying? That we are smuggling it in from probably America and then carrying it towards Venezuela. What would be even the sense of doing that when they could be able to get all the arms and ammunition from Central America and Mexico and those places? It just does not make sense. And yet we have a mainstream media here in Trinidad and Tobago that continues to push these false narratives. My response was, PNM patriots and Kakash Syrian media will say, amen. Kakash boy, I tell you there, I wasn't surprised though. You've been working for CNC 10 years now. It's only once basically you really stood up to Emperor Thanos Rowley. And as much as I was proud of you and I even posted about you and I boasted about you, after that, that was it. That was it. Basically, kind of regret ever posting anything about you, although it doesn't really matter because I'm just a peasant from Sangre Grande. But anyhow, I said PNM Patriots and Kakash Syrian media will say, amen. Well, let's see performance. And they don't need no Uncle Sam to help them. Chad. They're protecting the citizens from drugs and arms, which is smuggled into Venezuela from Trinidad. And is that Hail Maduro, the new emperor of PNM country. Amen, Kakash? Amen. Premium touchscreen wireless headsets restocked. 1.9-inch HD full-color touchscreen. ANC and ENC noise reduction for crystal clear calls. 9D panoramic sound. Long battery life and fast charging. Control music, videos, TikTok, YouTube, and much more. Camera feature, voice assistant, timer, stopwatch, and lyrics on screen. Water resistant, sleek design. Available in gold, black, blue, and purple. Gift ready packaging with replacement earbuds included. Never lose your earbuds again with the Find Headphones feature that actually works. Don't miss out. WhatsApp 762-6589 to place your order. Limited stock available. By the way, people, I did not come up with the nickname Kakasha. It's surprising somebody actually came up with a nickname that I love and I'm using it from henceforth. An autopsy on the battered body of a 12-year-old Maria Cena has confirmed she died from blunt force trauma to the head, consistent with a beating following her discovery along a bushy track in Friendship Village, St. Madeleine, on Sunday afternoon. Her father, 40-year-old carpenter Marlon Cena, wept as he revisited the scene on Monday, pointing to her slippers on the track where he believes she was ambushed. He said his daughter's neck and abdomen bore marks of strangulation and her nose appeared twisted and broken. The San Fernando East secondary student had left her grandmother's home early that morning to walk home, a route she and her sisters used often. They're accustomed doing it. Somebody was marking. Hours later, her lifeless body was found by a passer near the recreation ground. My response, I honestly don't know why there are people out here who still oppose rope justice. Seriously speaking, I don't understand how you have people outside here who still say, no, just give them life sentence. Now, let's just be clear. It doesn't seem as though this child was violated. I try to avoid certain words because of the algorithms, but let's just say personally violated. But maybe, just maybe, the individual was trying to, and because she resisted, rightfully so too, he decided to just send her into eternity instead. But maybe, just maybe, it's not only that, it could be something about some sort of dispute with some individual, family dispute, a dispute in school, and someone decided to take the law in, well, not even just the law, she probably didn't do anything wrong. She just probably had some sort of dispute, as I said, with an individual, and that person decided to take revenge an attacker while she was not aware of what was going to take place. So it may not be that it was like a predator outside or anything like that, but it's very possible it still is. But no matter what was the motive behind the murder, that individual deserves to face rope justice. I want to say these demons walking amongst us in human flesh should have a quick trial and sent into eternity to face judgment. Stop spending taxpayers' money to feed these monsters for a few decades and then releasing them. That's the worst part about it, you know. They don't end up really staying in prison for the rest of their lives most of the times after committing these heinous crimes, you know. They're sent back out into society. Sorry. And then released, and released back into society. People, that kind of nonsense needs to stop. And I honestly hope, I know the Kamala Prasad administration promised that they intend to resume rope, but they have to restructure and to reform the judicial system, and they need to do it as quickly as possible. Tired of losing your keys, phone, or coins in that annoying gap between your car seat and the console? We've got the perfect solution. Our universal car seat gap fillers are back in stock, ready to save your stuff and make your ride clutter-free. Available in black, brown, beige, and red, they're designed to fit any car seat and blend perfectly with your interior. Simply WhatsApp 762-6589 to place your order and enjoy delivery straight to your door in just 1 to 3 days. Minister of Finance Devanjana Tanku said the Virtual Assets and Virtual Asset Service Providers Bill 2025 is intended to target people hiding billions in secret accounts and via virtual assets, including cryptocurrency. It intends to ban use of cryptocurrency until December 2027. The bill, which was introduced but not debated in the House of Representatives on September 19, is intended to regulate virtual assets and virtual asset providers. I wonder how come the mighty Morphin Ghana Yam PNM never really considered taking such actions if they actually wanted to go behind the elite criminals. They just wanted to go behind the small man, the barber who was hiding his money in his home, or granny that had money below her bed, going behind granny money. And what the PNM went after. You won't be disappointed with this one. Look and feel great every day. Painless trimming with no pulling of hair guaranteed. Comfortable to hold and lightweight. Intelligent anti-pinch system. Safety travel lock. Accurate and painless trimming. Durability 100% quality. Fast charging. To place an order, call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. Regional news now. Starting off with Guyana, the police are investigating the alleged murder of 21-year-old John Elliott, a tourist guide at Atta Lodge and who resided at Surama Village, North Rupununi, which occurred at 1:30 a.m. on Sunday. According to the police, the victim was stabbed during a confrontation with 3 male suspects at an Amerindian heritage celebration. Rum probably was in their head. At Anai Village, North Rupununi, and he subsequently died. I hope justice is served. And once again, in most cases, murder is intended. It may not have been premeditated, may not have been planned, but at that point, at that moment in time, it's intended, people. You don't have to resort to murder to be able to resolve a conflict or get the upper hand in a conflict. People resort to murder far too quickly in these times, and they need to stand the consequences, which is rope. No more overheating phones. Cool your phones in seconds. Prevents damage to phones and battery issues. Better gaming experience and streaming. USB powered and fast charging. Lightweight and quiet. Ideal for kids and adults. Works with all smartphones. Makes a great gift. Call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. In some more news from Guyana, the police are investigating the tragic death of a 28-year-old Cuban man, De Rovis Martinez Mendoza, who was killed on Monday morning when a concrete fence collapsed. Oh Lord, boy, but you're walking along and you just end up getting crushed by Jesus, boy. I'm telling you, this world is evil, you know, boy. The concrete fence collapsed on him at a construction site on the railway embankment at Bachelors Avenue, East Coast, Demerara. Probably can't really charge anyone with murder in that case, but still, boy, I don't know, boy. Some kind of justice. The man family had to receive justice. Definitely monetary compensation. Police are investigating a fatal accident that occurred in the early hours of Sunday at Hillfoot, Sustike, Linden Highway, Guyana, which claimed the life of a motorcar driver and left 2 others injured. People always find what I'm saying is extreme about the speed limiters. But I'm telling you, that's the only way to end the need for speed culture, whether it's in Trinidad, Jamaica, or throughout the world. What is the purpose of having these vehicles with those kind of speeding capabilities if there are speed limits? And if we all know that speeding causes people to lose their lives because you lose control, and it is very hard to regain control of the vehicle while you are speeding. Speeding itself, listen people, makes you lose control easily. And when you do lose control, it's hard to regain back that control. Sounds redundant, but that is the reality. There's a need to mandate that all vehicles are equipped with speed limiters. News from Jamaica, the St. Andrew South Police have listed 2 brothers as persons of interest following the fatal shooting of veteran jockey O'Neill Mullings in Waterhouse, St. Andrew on Sunday night. Mullings, 49, was gunned down outside his home in an incident that has left the local racing community and residents reeling, most likely some kind of dispute again. That's what I'm telling you. If these individuals continue to believe that they could just go and take somebody's life, send them into eternity because you are having a dispute, and then all you're going to face is probably 10 years or 15 years in prison, and then you're going to come back out reformed. You're going to go and take a vacation. That's a vacation for them, people. Free food, 3 square meals a day, as much weed as they still want. They could still be able to use their phones and internet and social media and everything like that. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not going to suffer any kind of consequences for their actions. You lose your freedom. But they don't mind that. But if it is people realize, I commit these deadly crimes, I'm going to be sent into eternity, you're going to think twice. People value their lives, as much as they say, oh, they're afraid to death, and they just talk. When it is you have to sit down there for about 5 years, knowing that you're on death row, that's a whole different kettle of fish, people. Whole different kettle of fish. International news now. Russia's president, Vladimir Putin, the false god of the QAnon far right, and also the far left love him too. There's players though they don't love him, but they love him. They love him because they love dictators. They love President Xi too of China. But anyhow, Russia's president Vladimir Putin, we'll say this again, the QAnons. But the QAnons most are really obsessed with him. They believe that he is the messiah of the world that is going to restore righteousness. The kind of way let go of Trump, Trump, because remember Trump stands with Israel. So they actually believe that Putin is the real messiah of the world who will restore righteousness on earth via the so-called white hats. I tell you, it's a cult to the people. But back to the news report. Russia's President Vladimir Putin said Monday that Moscow will adhere to nuclear arms limits for 1 more year. Oh, thank you, Putin. After a nuclear pact with the United States expires in February. This report was made by CNC3. So my response was, here tribal Trinis go again. Because they loved it, eh? They loved it. Oh my gosh. Most of the people on CNC3 page, they loved it. So I said, here tribal Trinis go again, worshipping and bowing down to the dictators of the world. All of you need to leave our Western civilization nations and migrate to Russia, China, Syria, and Iran. Since you despise democracy that much, spiritually blinded by tribal instincts. There's no actual other reason, They just hate the American white man and the European white man, although Putin is a white man. Actually, they're just dotish. Far left, woke, radical, anti-Semitic, anti-Zionist ABC will reinstate Jimmy Kimmel's late night show in the wake of criticism over his comments about the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Christian conservative activists. Officials with the network said Monday. My response? I hope the Trump administration and Republicans implement new laws which will make it a criminal offense to promote or justify acts of terrorism, anti-Semitism, and anti-Zionism. Inciting or glorifying violence should never be deemed free speech, because that's what they left balling all of a sudden. Free speech, although they censored conservatives for 4 years under the under the Biden administration. The day conservatives learn to fight fire with fire, far-left radicals and the alphabet community aren't going to like it. Trust me, they're not going to like it, people. Remember one thing. Conservatives exercise their Second Amendment rights, so therefore they own a whole lot of you know what. You don't want to awaken that sleeping giant. Premium touchscreen wireless headsets restocked. 1.9-inch HD full-color touchscreen. ANC and ENC noise reduction for crystal clear calls. 9D panoramic sound. Long battery life and fast charging. Control music, videos, TikTok, YouTube, and much more. Camera feature, voice assistant, timer, stopwatch, and lyrics on screen. Water resistant, sleek design. Available in gold, black, blue, and purple. Gift ready packaging with replacement earbuds included. Never lose your earbuds again with the Find Headphones feature that actually works. Don't miss out. WhatsApp 762-6589 to place your order. Limited stock available. Reuters, citing 6 different sources, says the U.S. is considering imposing sweeping sanctions on all members of the International Criminal Court in The Hague next week due to the actions the court is taking against Israel regarding the issues of war crimes. Imposing sweeping sanctions on all court members could disrupt the functioning of the entire institution and prevent it from accessing banking institutions, thereby preventing it from paying salaries to its employees. I hope Trump goes straight ahead with it. Crush them completely, those anti-Zionist demons, servants of Satan. A report on Fox News. A senior official in the Trump administration and a source familiar with the details of the negotiations say that Hamas sent a letter to President Trump asking him to provide a personal guarantee for a 60-day ceasefire in exchange for the release of half of the hostages. The letter is in the hands of the Qataris and will be handed over to Trump this week. My response? Why doesn't Hamas agree to release all the hostages, which is the requirement, people? It's because they aren't willing to surrender. They just keep playing games, just like they've been playing for months now, for the past nearly 2 years. Trump made it clear that all hostages must be released before a ceasefire can take place. So let's see if he'll change his mind again. That was yesterday. That was last night. Actually, I posted that commentary. But in good news, I read this news report this morning. Marco Rubio slams Hamas over tactics delaying the releases of the hostages. Exactly, it's just about delaying. It's about playing games because they don't want to surrender. They don't want to give up the authority in Gaza. So Marco Rubio slams Hamas over tactics delaying the release of hostages, including a letter they claim to have sent to President Trump, which Rubio says he never received. Rubio went on to say, why are we even talking about hostages? There shouldn't be any. They should all be released immediately. Period. My response, finally, the Trump administration appears to be consistently making the right decision when it pertains to ending the war in Gaza. I wonder if Witkoff, though, because we're not hearing about Witkoff, right? This is Rubio. Rubio a little wiser than Witkoff when it pertains to the issues of the Middle East. Still isn't really strong the way I would want him to be. But I said I wonder if Witkoff agrees with Rubio, or does the servant of Satan, Witkoff, wants to make another deal with Hamas. The only way this war can end today is if Hamas releases all the hostages and surrenders. The leader of the opposition in Australia, Susan Lee, in a conversation with Foreign Minister Gideon Sayer, said, if the government in Australia changes, we will cancel the current government's decision to recognize a Palestinian state. So I am assuming that the opposition is a conservative party, or probably close to a conservative party in Australia. And basically, we could already know that most likely that's the case because the government right now in Australia, the current government, is a far left radical autocratic regime that is forcing the Australians into basically a dictatorship. While the foolish West is busy with the fantasy of a Palestinian state, a real Russian threat is sending chills through Europe. This is according to Amir Safati. In a dramatic statement, Putin announced the start of deploying medium-range missiles, abandoning arms reduction agreements, and preparing military force in a response to any so-called threat. Yet, we have our tribals in the Caribbean still supporting demons like Putin. When we're supposed to be, Ukraine isn't perfect, and most likely Zelensky is a scamp. That doesn't give Putin the rights to invade a sovereign state. It is madness and have killed a whole lot of people. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of individuals have died.
Just spoke to a source very close to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and there has been a wave of speculation about Charlie Kirk's view on Israel and his relationship with Bibi Netanyahu, fueled by public allegations. But according to this source, those claims are false. The insider says that on May 2nd of 2025, this year, Prime Minister Netanyahu received a 7-page letter from Charlie Kirk focused on the disinformation war being waged against Israel. This source saw the letter, and according to this person, he says Charlie allegedly opened the letter by writing this: "One of my greatest joys as a Christian is advocating for Israel and forming alliances with Jews in the fight to protect Judeo-Christian civilization." He allegedly then went on to warn, "On my recent campus tours, half of the questions I get are about Israel, and they are all negative. Even in young MAGA circles, Israel is losing support." The source goes on to tell me that Charlie listed examples of the libels he was hearing repeatedly on U.S. campuses, including this: "Israel is an apartheid state. Why does Israel conduct ethnic cleansing? Why is America subsidizing Israel's genocide against the Palestinian people? Israel and the Jews are running U.S. foreign policy. Israel and the Jews are responsible for 9/11. Now, this insider tells me Charlie then laid out detailed recommendations for how Israel could fight back in the information war, allegedly writing this: "The Holy Land is so important to my life, and it pains me to see support for Israel slip away." And just 2 weeks before his death, the source says Charlie and the Prime Minister spoke directly. During that conversation, the Prime Minister invited Charlie to visit Israel, an invitation that Charlie was considering, though no date had been set. Now, finally, regarding the allegations that during the Bill Ackman meeting in August at the Hamptons, Netanyahu called in allegedly and offered Charlie millions of dollars to somehow silence him, this source, very close to the Prime Minister, again dismissed those allegations about the money, calling it complete nonsense. According to this insider, the truth is clear. Charlie Kirk was not pulling away from Israel. He was advocating for it, warning of growth hostility and urging strong action to defend its reputation, especially on the college campuses where Charlie was often asked so many questions.
It may sound a little bit this afternoon as if I'm almost speaking on behalf of Israel rather than the U.S., but I want to explain that part of my advocacy in our relationship is because if you came to my house tonight for dinner and you came in and you said, "Oh, Mike, we like you. We really think the world of you. We just enjoy being with you. We're so excited to be here with you and have dinner with you. But your wife, we can't stand her. We don't like her a bit. I hope she's not going to be at the table." I would say, well, she will be. You won't be. Get out. Because if you were to insult my partner, you have insulted me. You have said to me, I'm at a terrible choice.
Sleep better. Say goodbye to stiff necks, headaches, and restless nights. Our premium cervical pillow is designed to perfectly support your neck and spine, keeping your body aligned while you sleep. Soft yet firm, it adapts to your shape, giving you ultimate comfort and deep, rejuvenating rest. Whether you sleep on your back, side, or stomach, this pillow reduces pressure points, eases tension, and helps you wake up feeling refreshed and ready to conquer the day. Invest in your sleep. Your neck will thank you. WhatsApp 762-6589 to place your order and feel the difference from the very first night. Folks, that brings us to the end of today's news report. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share. Stay blessed and stay safe most of all. Oh yes, subscribe as well. Stay blessed and stay safe most of all. In Jesus' name.